Smash the like button. Also, John Cena's below average heel run was his fault. He's in charge of his creative. Triple H is just his yes man at this point. You can't blame Paul for letting an icon write the last few chapters of his book to close out his career.
You see, this is why I'm the smartest man in the room, as always. You can't blame Paul Levesque for John Cena's below average heel run. That was not Paul Levesque's fault. John Cena is a legend. That man is a goddamn icon. This is his last year in fake pro wrestling, which means John, he gives 2 fucks. He gives 0 fucks. That man can do anything he wants to. He can say no to anything Paul Levesque wants him to do, because John has nothing to lose. This is John's last year as a fake pro wrestler. Paul Levesque is not Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is very different. If Vince McMahon was in charge, I guarantee you this, he would force John Cena to change up his whole entire look, his theme song, his wardrobe, etc. John has full FCC. Triple H cannot force that man to do anything that he doesn't want to do. Don't you get it? This is on John. I blame John Cena. It's not Paul Levesque's fault. John, he's very hands-on because this is his last year. He's very hands-on in his backstage angles. He's very hands-on with his full creative control. Not Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque, he's doing nothing more than just nodding his head. That's what he's doing. He's nodding his head. This is on John. These are John Cena's ideas, not Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque is one of the greatest heels of all time. He knows about reinvention. So obviously, if Paul Levesque was in charge of John Cena's booking, he would have forced John Cena to change up his whole entire look, his wardrobe, his music, his Titantron. The only thing that changed about John's whole entire heel run was his Titantron. That's about it. Now, don't get me wrong. John had great promos. That was not the problem. The problem was he thought he knew more than Paul Levesque. That's what it was. He thought he knew more than all the backstage producers. Why would John not change up his fucking wardrobe, right? Every time John does red carpet events, he wears a suit. So I'm like, hold on, bro. If you are trying to portray yourself as Hollywood John Cena, bro, why are you wearing the same outfit as the Fruity Pebbles John Cena? That's dumb, because by that same logic, you are making us miss the old John Cena, which gives you go away heat, where it's like, okay, we don't want to see you until you turn back into a good guy. The Fruity Pebbles John Cena. Yeah, that John. That's on John. That's his fault. His ego got in the way. He thought he knew more than Paul Levesque. I don't get it. He thought that would give him tons of heat if he did not change up his wardrobe, because he felt like, well, I don't want to give the fans what they want, which is a cool heel. I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter, man. It's all about the rhetoric. We don't care about cool heels. We just want to see you as a changed man. Overall, your whole entire act, your wardrobe, your music, your Titantron, everything about you has to change. That's why Hollywood Hogan will forever be a top 3, top 2 fake pro wrestler of all time. This is why John Cena will never be on the level of Hollywood Hogan. You took Hollywood Hogan for granted. That man was the real blueprint, meaning he knew the business. Why would Hollywood Hogan wear red and yellow? while being a member of the NWO. That's stupid. That's John Cena. Literally. That's John Cena. Imagine Hollywood Hogan. For the next 4 years, this man is in the NWO, but yet he still looks like the real American Hollywood Hogan. He's still wearing his red and yellow. That's John Cena. How can you turn heel and you're still wearing your same fucking 25-year-old wardrobe? The basketball shoes, the jean shorts, the red shirt, the colorful pants, everything. You gotta change. You can't talk shit to the audience while wearing your old shit. That has been played out for the past 10 years. You cannot do that and think us as fans are going to take you seriously. That makes no sense. Like I said, can you imagine Hollywood Hogan wearing the same wardrobe he had back in the World Wrestling Federation and joining the NWO? That would make no sense. So by that same logic, Hollywood Hogan will be in the NWO. He's the only guy not wearing white and black. Really? That's what made Hollywood Hogan special. He made sure that Hollywood Hogan was very different from Hulkamania. He made sure he buried the red and yellow Hollywood Hogan. He made sure of that. That's the point. Make people forget about your past. Don't remind them. You gotta change. John is afraid of change. That's why his heel run fell short. It's his fault. You can't blame Paul Levesque. There's only so much Paul Levesque can do. He's John Cena. He cannot push around John Cena. John Cena is not Sami Zayn. He's not Karrion Kross. He's not Austin Theory. He's not Gunther. He's John Cena. That man can say no and just walk out on Paul Levesque anytime he wants. This is his last year. I think John was hands-on and Paul Levesque was just nodding his head on everything John wanted. That's what it was. This is on John. It's John's fault. He doesn't want to change. That really bothered me, right? I told people that I felt like John was going to change up his whole entire act. Where's your suit? What the fuck? Where's your suit? Where's your theme song? He was afraid of becoming a cool heel. Nigga, who cares, man? You're John Cena. People are going to cheer you no matter what. Who cares if you become a cool heel? Nobody cares, man. That's what killed his heel run. He didn't want to change. His ego got in the way. He thought that was a good thing. Don't give the fans what they want with this heel turn by changing everything. It made no sense. It gave him go away heat. And he wasn't drawing numbers. Because of that, he became redundant and boring. I'm sorry. John became boring. There's multiple interviews of Hollywood Hogan telling you the backstory on becoming Hollywood Hogan. He said he wanted to make sure that he was different from the red and yellow Hogan. He gave himself a black sprayed-on beard that put him over as a heel. My whole entire point is, Hollywood Hogan, he made sure you knew that this was a new and improved Hogan. A Hogan that was a changed man. That made the fans hate him even more because he made them miss the old Hogan, the red and yellow Hogan. He made sure he buried that old Hogan. That made the NWO even more popular. They changed Hollywood Hogan. John failed, not Paul Levesque. I'm like, why didn't John Cena have his own faction or have his own lackey? Why not? That would have been great TV if John had his own bodyguard or a lackey. Maybe Austin Theory. That would have been great booking if you paired Austin Theory with John Cena on his way out the door. Put over Austin Theory. Give that man the rub. Why not? Make Austin Theory John's lackey, his bodyguard, his flunky. At least Austin Theory would have gotten a rub from John Cena. You people don't realize how much power John Cena has. He brought back Ron the Truth Killings. He brought back Brock Lesnar. So what makes you think that Paul Levesque has power over John Cena? This was John's fault. John's heel run, that was on him. That was his vision. Paul Levesque had nothing to do with it. I guarantee you this. People's opinions about John's heel run, it would have been different if John went in all the way with the changed wardrobe, the music, the Titantron. If he went in all the way, things would have been different. But John is scared of change. Also, Travis Scott did not help, but that was also on John. Where's your replacement for Travis Scott? That's what I mean. Where's Austin Theory? Austin Theory would have been a great replacement for Travis Scott, because I thought we were going to see a two-man power trip. I'm talking about Rocky Maivia and John Cena. But Rocky Maivia fucked up and he left John Cena high and dry. Okay, cool. By that same logic, why not find replacements for Travis Scott and Rocky Maivia? Why not pair up John and Drew Mack? Why not pair John with Austin Theory? Guys like that. Ethan Page. What about Ricky Saints? I don't believe that Paul Levesque dropped the ball on John's heel run. He did not. John dropped the ball on his own heel run.